Hey YouTube, Squint here. Today I'm working on a lock that is pinned up by PickMe1977. He's got this called Spoolfest Nightmare. You can see it's locked up. Key's mummy. So yeah, let's see if we can get into this thing. I'm going to use top of the keyway tension and see if we can get it picked. I've attempted this thing a couple times before to no avail. And it might be headed to the naughty bucket. It's a fun lock. It's a fun lock. It has a lot of feedback. I've gotten it into a, I guess you could say, a superior deep falset, and haven't been able to get this thing to finish. I really want to see what's inside. Every time I've played around picking this lock, it's usually pin number one. Let me see if you guys, if I can get you in a little closer. It's usually pin number one that's giving me trouble, and it's not that I overset it. It's it feels like I don't get it high enough. It constantly feels like it gives me feedback. You see how it feels like it's constantly in feedback mode. And then if it's not, you see right here how it's like locked up. See, it's locked up right there now. Now that I've gone back here and set some other pins. That one pin locks up on me. So it'll be interesting to see what number one pin is. And I'm sure it's very integral to the part of how this lock opens. You can see right here, I can manually set it, go back in, set 3, set 4, click out of 6, and you can see how I get that false setback, right? But then you go back up here and check 1. It's giving me feedback, give me a click, go back, now I'm back in that default set from hitting 6. And now we're locked back up on 1. So my thing right now, it's locked up. Nice, click out of 6 again. 4 is locked up. I go and give that one a click. Touch 5, touch 6. Now look at this false set. I mean, it's just ridiculous. This is crazy. This false set, you know, hell, it knocked a damn pick out. One's giving me a little feedback. Let's see if anything else is. Low cut, low cut, low cut. So just 1. This is where I've been before, just stuck. Super light tension. I mean, I barely have my finger on the, but the core is so far turned that it may be, once you get here, you're past point of rescue, you know. Oh, feedback there. See if that made it any easier to turn any of these. That's it right there. That's number 3. Ah, you son of a bitch. Nice. I got a little bit of feedback on 3, and it was a tiny, tiny click. Ooh, this lock. Oh man, Spoolfest Nightmare. Oh, that one was a relief. Guys, I worked on this one a couple hours. Probably 15 minutes before I just did this pick, so this was my second actual go at Spoolfest Nightmare, so yeah, so wow, what a lock. I'm excited to see what's inside this one, because it was a hassle, let me put it that way, and some of the feel that this lock gave, I've never experienced it before. Especially in number 1. I'm going to lock this back up. It'll make it easier. It has one of these funky, it's a hard pin, but there it goes. Alright, let's shim this. Well, actually, let's show you guys the bitting of the key first. Ow, damn. Well, it's a sharp bitting. I about cut my finger. There's the bitting, if you guys can see that. Nice deep high low, high low, high low. Definitely has a hang up in the middle, but it works. Let's get this thing shimmed and real tight fit. Alright, let's turn it. And alright, you guys can see everything is in and working really well too. I think they call these relief cuts here. That may have been the stuff that I was caught in. I'll give you a closer look at the plug. 1 was a standard, 2 was serrated, 3 was standard, 4 was a serrated, 5 was a standard, and 6 is serrated. So on the core, let's see, he's got undercut in 1, threading in 2, undercut in 3, threading in 4, undercut in 5, threading in 6. But he also has, see these little notches in the core. I think that's for what's up top. You'll see that they'll slide in the core a little bit. Let's look up top and see what he's got. That's my guess anyways. Because number 1 definitely, well, maybe that was undercutting in 1. It was acting so weird. Number 1 is a nice serrated spool. Two is a super long spool. Three is a heavily serrated spool. Six is another serrated spool. Five is a beautiful, beautiful pen. It looks like 2 spools on top of each other. And then, oops, went this way. There we go. There's Spoolfest Nightmare. Up top he had 1 threaded, 3's threaded, and 1, 3, and 5 are threaded. But you can see here with these relief cuts, let's see, number 2. So he's got it in here, but then when you push it up and turn the core, come on. When you push it up and turn the core a little bit, it'll get caught over into that bevel. See how he's got that bevel? So if it's up, it'll get the actual middle part of the spool lays down in that bevel that he's cut. Same thing in 2, 3, 4. So in number 4, got that one, and then it lays. That's how you get those real deep false sets that you can't get out of, is because of those relief cuts, where the pen will just kind of sit. That piece, those longer spool pins will sit in those relief cuts. And he did the same thing in 6 with that spool. So let's go show you a close-up of these pens. And yeah, then we'll be on our way. Let's see, turn them. Uh-oh. Turn them this way, get them zoomed in. There we go. Alright, you guys can see here. And number 1, well, I don't have them oriented correctly. Got these standards backwards still. Come on, pens, work with me. Alright, so you can see here in 1, he's got a standard pen, but then he's got a serrated spool. Two, he's got a serration in it, but this is got, and then he's got a real deep, a long spool. Three is another standard. This is the one that opened me up. You can see all the small little, you know, click, click, and then right here towards the end, that little bitty click, you know, you guys kind of saw that small little bit of counter. That's because this little spool and this little lip, and it's a beveled lip, so it was allowing the, it was just doing a little bit of counter and then just had a small click to get over that sharp lip. So that was pretty cool. Number four is another serration key pin, and then he's got a long spool, but it's got a step up here in his serrations. It goes, there's a serration there, steps up, and then two deep serrations at the top. And number five, it's got a standard, but this spool, it almost looks like two spools. So a spool here and then a spool on top. So it's two spools in one. So that's a pretty cool pin. And then number six, he's got a serrated key pin, and then another one of those. I guess it kind of looks like a Stanley Cup. You know, it's got the sharp top, and then it steps up, and then a serration on the bottom. All the springs, they are different thicknesses, and some are thicker in the middle, but they all look like they're steel type springs. So that was PickMe1977 Spoolfest Nightmare. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll be on to the next lock.